When Nintendo rolls out new hardware, we expect the usual suspects: Zelda, Mario, maybe Metroid. But Donkey Kong, not really. That's what makes Donkey Kong Bananza such a surprising and daring reinvention. Developed internally by Nintendo's EPD team, the same minds behind Mario Odyssey, this game takes a big, hairy swing at redefining DK as something more than a nostalgic jungle mascot. The country branding is gone, the side-scrolling legacy has been shelved, and in its place is a fever dream of a platformer that blends sandbox freedom, abstract storytelling, and punch-heavy chaos into one of the most daring Nintendo titles in years. It starts off rocky, with some of the most sluggish and uninspired opening stages Nintendo's put out in a long time. Bland minds, repetitive punching, too much grinding, but once it opens up, it really opens up. The central mechanic here is brilliant. DK can punch through and dig into nearly any terrain, vertically or horizontally, and that opens the doors to some truly impressive level designs. Its Red Faction destructibility meets Odyssey's exploration and Tears of the Kingdom's playful freedom. DK doesn't just run and jump. He rips, digs, throws, and carves his own path. Chunks of rock become weapons, digging becomes traversal, and the environment isn't just something you move through, it's something you shape. Levels aren't linear, but layered. You'll dig down into new chambers, circle back through past roads, and twist through spaces in ways that feel liberating, like the developers finally let their most chaotic ideas breathe. Hidden banana gems replace Odyssey's power moons and serve as both collectibles and upgrade currency, creating an organic loop of exploration, skill growth, and discovery. It's clear Nintendo let themselves go a little wild here. Pauline is now a major character. The story is set underground after a meteor hits, and DK talks to a sentient rock on his way to the Earth's core. It's as strange as anything in Splatoon or WarioWare, but the surrealism works in its favor. And then there's the music, a jaw-dropping blend of Odyssey's orchestral bombast and David Wise's classic Moo jungle beats. It's catchy, adventurous, and deeply atmospheric. Mechanically, Bananza thrives on depth. Different terrain types resist punches or turn into better throwable items, and creative traversal is rewarded more than punished. Even better, the game gives you the freedom to break it, finding secrets from the wrong direction, brute-forcing challenges, or solving puzzles with unintended techniques. And instead of scolding you, it embraces the chaos. This is one of the rare Nintendo games that encourages creativity over control, and it's glorious, but it's not perfect. The camera, especially in tight tunnels or during climbing sequences, can struggle to keep up, leading to disorientation or DK awkwardly flailing. The controls, while mostly responsive, sometimes clash when too many traversal options collide, especially if the environment has been destroyed mid-movement. Most disappointing, however, are the frame rate dips on the brand new Switch 2. No, less explosive chaos can cause the game to momentarily chug, and while it never crashes or becomes unplayable, it breaks immersion and makes you wonder how optimized this thing really is. The good news is that these issues are rare and never outweigh the innovation on display. The visual style is punchy and energetic. The towns are filled with quirky, Odyssey-esque NPCs, and the optional challenge rooms, especially late in the game, offer hardcore platforming tasks that rival some of the best in the genre. And that slam button, genius. It doesn't just reveal secrets or vacuum up gold, it literally smooths terrain, making messy dig zones navigable again. It's a small feature, but it shows the devs thought about long-term playability and not just spectacle. The whole game feels like a tightly curated explosion, chaotic, but never directionless. For the first time in decades, Donkey Kong isn't playing catch-up to Mario, he's off doing something wildly different. And while it lacks the massive scope of Breath of the Wild or the emotional payoff of Odyssey, it makes up for it in sheer playfulness, mechanical depth, and fearless design. Bananza is not a sequel, not a retread, it's a fresh start, built from the rubble of old design rules. For longtime DK fans, it's a revelation. For new players, it's a reminder that Nintendo can still surprise you, even with one of its oldest characters. Sure, the $70 price tag stings, especially for a game that occasionally struggles to keep up with its own ambitions. But when it's firing on all cylinders, and it often is, Donkey Kong Bananza is one of the most exhilarating platformers in Nintendo's library. This is the Odyssey moment, DK. All